Hey, arm wrestlers. John Berzenk versus Leonidas Arcona in Florida, in my own opinion, is one of the greatest moments in arm wrestling history. One of the greatest matches, one of the greatest feelings. I can't even explain it. If you were there, let everyone else know how it felt being there in audience, because I think there was maybe over 1,000 people watching it. The atmosphere was absolutely insane. It was something like I've never seen before. But it wasn't just because John Brzenk. It was of the match he was pulling. And listen, Leonidas Arcona is a really strong arm wrestler. People yes, he's not the absolute top, the open top 10, top 20, but he's very strong arms. He would beat most arm wrestlers on the planet, in my opinion. He's very good, and John came in a shape where he was ready to beat him. If you watch the interviews going backwards, no one gave John any chance. If you watch backwards in Devon Larratt is like Devon's like, oh, there's no chance. And then John Brzenk showed up in what I call Alexei Voivoda shape and delivered. So we're gonna go through the match and see exactly what happened, because this was an absolute masterclass of arm wrestling. Just look at this. You can't capture everything that happened there because it was absolutely insane. But whatever you saw on a live stream, it was 100 times more there in audience. There's a reason why John Brzenk is the greatest arm wrestler we have ever seen. At age of 60, taking on 25-year-old Leonidas. Just look at those stats. John is a little bit taller, weighs about 20 kilos less, 10 centimeters smaller arms, 7 centimeters smaller forearm. Like, listen, John was meant to lose this match. However you look at it, it was John's time to lose, but John Brzenk showed up and he just refused. So straight away, round one, Leonidas more on a defense, stays with the back pressure, loses the hand a little bit, but in this position, both of the athletes have lost their hand. Both of their hand is a little bit gone. So they're staying in like this kind of position. So they have back pressure and pronator, and this is why they are still in this match. Leonidas tries, gets an elbow foul. Very smart to get an elbow foul there. And this time, much more dynamic attack from Leonidas. And look at it one more time. Leonidas hits, gets the hand of John Brzenk. John Brzenk's hand goes backwards, and then John Brzenk jumps in a hook. Like, I talked with John right before the match. He said he wants to fight in a hook. In the hook, like, John feels good, but I feel like he's slowly opening up, and he doesn't have full control. Leonidas is looking very good in that position. And just look what's going to happen now. So John is in a good defense position, goes back, loses the hand, like this. So goes in the hook, gets the hand back in the hook, gives it up, goes backwards. Leonidas is trying to find, he has full hand control, he has everything. Waits for Leonidas to come back up. Look at this. As soon as Leonidas stands up, puts his shoulder above the table like this, boom, John transitions to a press. And like, there was so many moments in this match, even the first moment when John got into a hook. Let's see right here. So because in arm wrestling, you want to keep the strength going whatever direction you're holding it. So if you're going to the top, as soon as you take away it from here and you kind of move it in other direction, someone that is stopping you will kind of use your force against them, like your momentum, and go to that position. So Leonidas is fully on a back pressure, holding here, and because he's coming up, he's changing his shoulder, like he's rotating everything, moving on the table, and that's literally means inside. So say he will come up and John will get him in a hook because he changed the direction of the force. Like this. Boom. Like this. Shoulder down, comes back up, and here John, booms, finds the wrist. Also, not everyone can do that, but John Brzen can. Leonidas hits the top roll. Again, losing, even though he's losing his hand, he still has pronator. But John's position here has always been one of the strongest things after his comeback. He can hold in this position very well, even with a compromised wrist, as you can see here. Leans down, goes on a drag, transitions to a press, goes in a hook. Like John was literally going and trying to find the positions. Look how low he is. Look how low he is. Listen. I just want to see. So one more time right here. Let's look at this. So John, fully open. Like you can be more open there. Like, well, you can for sure, but John's pretty open. But he has a brakes on it because of his back pressure, because of his elbow flexors and pronator. So he jumps up. I think he wanted to go straight for the press, but as you see, Leonidas gets the hand. As John's coming up, Leonidas cups the hand. So John is stuck. If he would go for a press, he would leave his arm there and shoulder just went to the other direction. So he stops and cups himself. Gets in a hook, but look how low he is. Like so low on Leonidas' hands. He feels if he presses through, he has to give up the wrist. That's what he does. And he just pushes the full arm there. Insane. And again, you can see here, John with that back pressure. Leonidas has the hand, but doesn't have rotator fully. This is why he can't pin John, because he couldn't turn him palm up. Waiting. Like Leonidas doing everything really well. He's in my opinion just lacking a little bit of that strength, a little bit of control, but also John is so strong in his back pressure and his ability to keep arm up. Like his pronator there and his ability to fight in that position is one of the things that made him the GOAT, you know. Waits. Like I'm 100% sure like John wanted to give up so many times here, but because of the craziness behind them, like he couldn't and he wouldn't. Goes for a press and gets the press. 3 matches. Goes from a fully defensive position to fully offensive position. And that's some sexy dude right there. Like for me, this is one of the best matches ever. Just from the feelings I saw there, John went through all arm wrestling arsenal just to find a ways to beat Leonidas. If you look at the match, every single time Leonidas was on his side, John was defending. Every single match started and ended exactly the same. It was John going fully defensive and then John transitioning to a press. In between, we saw a hook attempt. We saw so many different things there. I think there's a lot of things you can learn. John is such a good arm wrestler. Like it's an understatement. John is the best arm wrestler for a reason. He feels what you're gonna do. If he can counterattack that, he does it so well. In this match, like he went through like as soon as like the body like the forces are shifting, John just finds a way to stay in the match. I do believe he pulled harder because of the audience. This was the most insane thing I have ever seen in arm wrestling history. I've seen bigger crowds now, but we haven't seen something like this. It was pure magic. It was really Like, listen, it's not just that John Brzenk did this. Leonidas did this. Leonidas came in and gave Goat run for his money for sure. Uh, but like the things that we saw there on table, that was so amazing. I just had to talk about this match. I think people are kind of on the like 3-0 and they feel like, it's easy, John win. But there was so much in this match that is just amazing. And again, every single match, every single round, John lost everything. He lost a hand. His pronator stayed there, so he was having his back pressure was still alive. He lost the side pressure. Like there was so many things. The pronator kept him alive in all this, in my opinion, and of course his insanely strong elbow flexion. His hand was compromised from the go. Didn't matter. For me, this is one of my favorite matches of all time, favorite moments in arm wrestling history. Let me know in the comment section. Maybe you want me to take a look at someone else. There's way more that I could name, but this is so impactful, especially now that we are more open to bigger audiences for East versus West events, and I feel like that is the thing. If there's magic in the match, there's magic in the room, and yeah, we will see much more of this. I can't wait. Like John Brzenk is gonna pull Yoshibunu Kanai in next East versus West event, and I think like we saw the match versus Todd Hutchings, so we know there's a good possibility things gonna be very very similar. And yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you guys for watching. Stay strong. Love arm wrestling.